mission is not entirely accomplished. I know Esmay and I are twinsies in this regard, but I guess we'll see. Esmay is also reading this book, so again, we are twinsies, but by now, what do you expect? Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. My name is Femke from Fame to the Fiction on Instagram and Bookish Buddies on Twitter, and today I am here with my DesertAthon TBR. Now let me start off by saying that I am super excited for this readathon. I know Esmay's been working on this for a couple of months now. Obviously she talked about it to me and I'm super hyped for this readathon. It's going to be a bit difficult for me to read 5 books in 7 days, but we'll see. I'm going to do my best. I tried to pick out books that weren't too long. Mission is not entirely accomplished. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the books I want to read for the DesertAthon. So the first prompt is to read a book with a warm word in the title, and the book I chose for this is The Candle and the Flame by Nafisa Azad. I know Esmay and I are twinsies in this regard because Esmay is also reading this book for this particular challenge. This book has 2 words that could pass for warm words. I mean, flame and candle as well, assuming the candle is lit. So yeah, I know this is set in a city, kind of a Middle Eastern inspired city, and it's ruled by Jinn or Ifrit. Stuff happens, chaos ensues, and our main character gets caught up in all this stuff, and basically she has to figure out a way to stop things from happening. Okay, so I will say that not all of the books on this list are actually all in the desert setting or desert vibe, but that's okay. I did match the prompts. The second prompt was to read a book with a flower on the cover, and the book I chose to read for this is Empress of All Seasons. They're flowers. So like I said, not all books are desert feel. This one is, I believe, more an Asian inspired novel. Yeah, I have to admit I don't really know too much about this except for the fact that this cover fits the prompt with flowers, and I believe there is a contest to become empress, and the contenders have to fulfill assignments based on the seasons, I believe, hence the title Empress of All Seasons, but I could be way off, but I guess we'll see. The next prompt was to read a book with monsters, and the book I chose for this is Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan, which is the second book in the Wicked Saints, or technically Something Dark and Holy trilogy. This is not a small book, it's a pretty big book, but I really love the first one. Again, this is not inspired by the Middle East at all. This is inspired by Poland, I believe, Polish mythology, Slavic mythology. So yeah, this is snow, that kind of setting. Anyway, there's kind of bird, man mixture things in here, and I figured that would be fine for monsters, so that is the reason I picked this book. The next prompt was to read a book with a red cover, and fun fact, I'd already picked out the books for all the other prompts, which all have red covers, and then I still had to do this prompt. It was quite challenging to find another book with a red cover that I hadn't read yet, but I found one, and it's actually desert vibed as well, and that is Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. Esmay is also reading this book, so again, we are twinsies, but by now, what do you expect? I know that this is an adult book, so I believe this is a bit darker than most young adult fantasies dare to go, but I tend to really like that in books, and I don't know, at one point I have read this synopsis and I was super keen to read it, and yeah, I got this when I was in Oxford last summer, but yeah, I honestly, at this point I couldn't tell you what it was about, but I am keen to read this because it's been on my TBR for a pretty long time. And then the final prompt was to read a desert vibe book, and the book I chose for that is Tiger Queen by Annie Sullivan. This is a book, I believe, about a contest to become the next queen. So this is set in a desert kingdom where a princess has to fight for her birthright to rule. She has to fight in an arena to do that. And I believe there's quite a bit of politics in this one. Thankfully this is not super long, so I hope to be able to read this as well. I didn't say that for the other books, but Ruthless Gods is definitely the longest of the books in there. So in any case, that was my TBR for the DesertAthon, which is happening from May 4th to May 10th. I hope to be able to read all of them in the 7 days. I'm not sure I will to be honest. Yeah, if I do manage to do that, I will definitely read these books at some other point in the month. I may upload another TBR for the rest of the month as well, but I don't know that for sure yet. But in any case, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, I would love it if you would like it and subscribe to our channel. You can even hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every single time that we post, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!